What's up, guys? Welcome back to another MCOC Alliance War. This time my alliance is taking on Brothers of Samurai Sword. And we are still currently in Platinum 2. Taking my normal path. First node is a Science, and I was expecting this to be a Yellow Jacket, which it was because I saw that it was a 6-star. And yeah, it's either going to be Yellow Jacket or maybe Void. I'm not sure, but yeah, pretty easy fight though. Yeah, whenever he has 1 bar power, just keep your distance and evade. You can actually evade the full thing from up close, but I really don't like doing that outside of arena, just in case I do get clipped by it. Though if I got clipped by it here, it wouldn't be so bad because he's not awakened, so I won't get stunned once it runs out. But if he was awakened, you get clipped by it. When the timer runs out, you do get stunned. But yeah, like I said, pretty easy fight there. So up next, we got a Science here. And since it's a Science, I don't see persistent charges. Then I go ahead and take Void. You know, would be nice if it was that Captain America. But I'm expecting that this is going to be Spider-Man, and it's not. I go in. When the fight starts, I see that it's a Rhino. Pretty happy about that. And I was actually pretty surprised about it as well because it's a rank 4 champion. I don't think I've ever seen a rank 4 Rhino before this. So yeah, it was like pretty surprised going into it. But like I said, pretty happy. Once I got him pinned up against the wall and baiting out these specials, you see he did go unblockable. Maybe that's why they picked Rhino, because you don't want to intercept him just in case he does go unblockable, but his special attack's pretty easy to bait out and punish as well. So yeah, didn't lose too much health on that fight. Up next, we got a scale champion. So yeah, I'm like, is this going to be what's his name? Kingpin? Is it going to be Korg? Know that it's not that Blade, because the Blade was rank 5. So I went on full boost, popped that invulnerability boost. And one thing I forgot to do, I wanted to do, was take off Resonate so that he didn't get additional rage charges from shrugging him off, because right now he would still be at 2, but you see he's at 4 right now. And the plan was to just go ahead and push him to a special 3. You see I'm not taking any damage because I have that invulnerability boost. The only thing is I am backed up against the wall, and if you're not careful, you can it is pretty easy to trigger dexterity, but I dash back real quick and drop that L2 so I don't trigger dexterity. And I do trigger overload, and while he's at overload, he is not shrugging off any of these debuffs. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this L2 2 more times after that, so 3 times total. And got kind of nervous because I did accidentally push him to 3 bars of power, which I didn't want to, or not 3 bars of power, 2 bars of power, while he still had the rage, overpower on. Luckily it did run out before he decided maybe he wanted to drop that L2, because probably if it didn't run out, he probably would have dropped that L2. But yeah, so up next, we got this Agent Venom here, rank 4 Agent Venom, and the game plan is pretty much the same. He does cause a bleed on his L3, so the plan is to build up to my L3 as well. That way I shrug the bleed off pretty quickly. So I have to go back and look at Agent Venom's bleed duration. Maybe this person has like maxed out, what is it, Assassin? No, Deep Wounds, I mean. So maybe he has maxed out Deep Wounds or something. I'm not sure, but the bleed did last a lot longer than I expected. I pretty much expected him to shrug this off in like 1 or 2 seconds. But like I said, I have to go back and look at Agent Venom's abilities to see how long that bleed is supposed to last for regularly. Because Blade is supposed to shrug debuffs off 95% faster than normal.
So after that, I was like, you know what? I really don't think I want to push him to 3 bars of power again. Which, looking back at the replay, it actually wasn't too bad. I could just bring my health back up to 71%. And then, yeah, just do it again. But I go ahead and bait out this special. And so, and doing so, it does give him some regeneration because of the node, the buffet node. So not this one, but I believe the next time I bait out a special, I do have to trigger dexterity. And so, yeah, he gets some regeneration. Otherwise, yeah, one more L2 and this fight would be over. But yeah, right there. Actually, didn't try to trigger buffet there. It's just that he caught me off guard with that second medium, and yeah, just dashed back out of reflex. So yeah, about to drop this L2, and yeah, one more L2 after this, and the fight's over. So going for a full combo, drop the L2. Yes, the fight is over. So up next, we got another skill champion. So this is the 3rd skill champion in a row, and I go up here and I see that it is a rank 3. So I'm like, oh man, yes, a rank 3 champion, skill champion. It's probably going to be Black Panther Civil War. And it is, in fact, Black Panther Civil War, so got to be careful to start a fight. Don't trigger parry. And also, this person is running suicide. So, yeah, you see he's taking a lot more damage than he's healing back. So that makes the fight that much easier. And I am keeping my health as high as I can. It's pretty. I believe I'm going to finish this fight off with 71% health. You see I did get stunned there. It doesn't look like he's running the man, I can't think of the mastery that extends the stun duration, but yeah, it doesn't look like he's running that. So my final skill champion on this path, so I have 4 skill champions in a row. I look and I see that he has a rank 4 blade, so I'm like, yeah, this is probably going to be a blade right here. So I go ahead and bring in my void, and yes, it is a blade. And once again, pretty easy fight using void, even though I do have the class disadvantage, so I'm not doing as much damage as I normally would. But yeah, not too worried about that, just because one of the things that I could have done in this fight that I didn't do is once he gets below 70% health, I could have started attacking into his block, make him hold on to that block longer and reverse his regeneration, but I didn't do that in this fight. I'm not sure why. I normally do that whenever I face blade, whenever I'm using void. You saw the first time he was close to a bar of power, I parried and I didn't go in. I was just testing to see like if he was how long the stun was going to last, just so that I didn't get caught by the caught unexpected and get parried. But yeah, it lasts long enough for me to attack into him. So yeah, now I know whenever I get to 1 bar power, I can still attack and parry him without risk of being stunned. And I guess there really wasn't much opportunity there for me to attack into his block to make him regenerate. So maybe that's why I didn't do it. And on to my final node here. It is a Sabretooth on the strike back node and increased regeneration. So once again, gonna go in with void, and typically I push him to 1 bar power and then bait that out. He is pretty willing to drop that L1, but yeah, I wasn't thinking straight right there and accidentally pushed him to an L2. So I blocked the first part and then evaded the rest. There are times where I evade the whole thing, but I do feel like it's easier to, less risky to just block the first the first part of the attack and then evade the rest of it. Kind of like when you fight Emma Frost. You can evade the whole thing, but a lot of people, they just block that first part and then evade the rest of it. You saw I did the dash back and then throw the light attack. Yeah, you can do that against Sabretooth, against Killmonger, and against Medusa. They're pretty aggressive champions, so typically whenever they dash in, they're going to follow up with another attack. And their dash in, their first medium attack carries them a bit further than some other champions. So yeah, you're able to throw that light attack afterwards. I don't like to do that very often in Alliance War, but every now and then I will do it. Typically I do that a lot in Arena. But yeah, that's going to finish it for my path. We did have a rank 5 Morningstar as the main boss. But my teammates took her down, and we did end up losing this war. Once again, just did not play as well as we've been playing in the past. But yeah, that was war number 5, so we still can try to make a push for Platinum 1, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.